Hi guys, welcome to Cinema Express. Today I have with me the team of Serious Men. It's an upcoming Netflix film, the adaptation of Manu Joseph's 2010 novel. Join me in welcoming director Sudhir Mishra, Nawazuddin Siddiqui, and Mr. Nassar. Hello everyone, welcome to Cinema Express.
Thank you.
No, yeah. Sudhir sir, I have to begin by asking you. Mr. Joseph's book has been around for a while, and it's quite a striking satire and quite an idiomatic story of aspiration and mobility in India, urban India. I wanted to ask you what struck you about the book the first time you read it, and how has been the journey of translating it to screen.
I mean, the wonderful thing is that Manu Joseph's mind, he takes on things and issues and predicaments of modern India, and he views them through a way and a very biting satire. Simultaneously, there is the compassion with the main with the character. The main character is one who is irreverent. He's not, he's not just the poor are not boring. The poor can have a plan. They can execute a plan. They can take control of their lives. They are not just worms crawling in, who people are stomping all over, and they're, it's not that kind of, bad art film view of the world, and so it's a very interesting view, and I love the madness of the character of the whole satire, the vision. So essentially, what we took from the book was a father-son story and the Acharya dichotomy and how it interplays with that. So, I mean, that's what I got. I mean, and I tried to put his mind into the film. I try to interact with Manu's mind. In the script, you have to, in the story, you have to change things. And there are certain aspects that you have to take. You can't mimic the book. If you try and mimic the book, you fail. Totally. You fall flat on your face because a book can do only totally different things. And a film can do different things. So it has different entities. But, that genius of Manu, I try to interact.
Sure.
And that's what attracted.
Right. नवाज भाई आपने इतने सारे कैरेक्टर्स प्ले किए जो मुंबई से है या फिर मुंबई में काम करते हैं रहते हैं हमने अलग अलग शेड्स में देखा है आपको आयन आयन मनी की जो कैरेक्टर है वो काफी एक मुंबई की जो स्पिरिट है वो हासिल करना आगे बढ़ना फोर्ज करना उसको अच्छी तरह से कैप्चर करती है उसमें अंदर एक अंडरडॉग है उसको आगे बढ़ना है वो कुछ भी कर रहा है या आपने खुद इतनी बड़ी जर्नी देखी है खुद आप इतने सालों से स्ट्रगल करके इतना ऊपर आया कितना आप कनेक्ट कर पाए थे आयन की जर्नी से और सबसे मजा क्या आया ये रोल करने में
मजा तो ये जर्नी जो है वो तो डेफिनेटली आप जब कोई कैरेक्टर करते हैं कि कहीं ना कहीं आपकी लाइफ से वो एक फाइंड आउट करने की कोशिश करते हैं कि तो उससे क्या होता है कि कैरेक्टर बहुत पर्सनल हो जाता है तो हमारे माइंड में भी वही ड्रीम्स थे कि अचीव करना है कुछ या जो कुछ चीज़ें रह गई हैं हमारे से तो वो अपने बच्चों से करवानी है मे भी शायद वो गलत भी होती हैं कभी कभी सही हो जाती है कभी गलत होता है लेकिन सही बहुत कम पेरेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं जो सही तरीके से अपने बच्चों को एक सही तरीके से एस्टैब्लिश होने की सलाह देते हैं शायद वो बहुत पढ़े लिखे होते हैं या समझदार होते हैं या बट लेकिन जैसे इट इज़ नॉट मीन कि वो शहरों में गाँव में भी ऐसा होता है कि बहुत अच्छे माँ बाप ऐसे होते हैं जो अपने बच्चों को सही तरीके से बोले कि चाहे जितना भी टाइम लग जाए लेकिन सही चीज़ें होनी चाहिए लाइफ में लेकिन कुछ एक पेरेंट्स ऐसे भी होते हैं कि जो अपने माँ बाप अब चाहते हैं कि बाय हुक बाय क्रुक मेरा बेटा जो मैंने अचीव नहीं किया वो मेरा बेटा अचीव करे तो उस लिहाज से ये बहुत ही डे टू डे लाइफ का वो है ड्रीम है जो हमारे यहाँ हर इंसान रिलेट करता है उस चीज़ से
Ms. Nassar, welcome to the show. I have to ask you, it was lovely to see your character because we hardly get a glimpse of these really top shelf research scientists and, how their lives are, their obsessions are. And it was quite an amusing, interesting part. And it's wonderful to see you in that role. If you could talk about, what gripped you about the story and also your character, Scientist Acharya itself. Yeah.
Now, what attracted me is it was a realistic film. It was a realistic story, because when I was reading the script, I can see I have come across these persons, right? Like Iron Money, he was like my father, and I have seen Acharya himself. A lot of Acharyas are existing, at least in Tamil films. I don't know about Hindi films. So where they are, so they believe what they do is, there is an alien in my film. That's what they always believe. So I have come across like that. I have come across like now my mother was just like very innocent, like what Indra did, and politicians we know. So it was closer to closer to my window. And this is the film I felt this is the right time we have to tell, because all over the world, parents have started giving their children their own space, but still now, even after 2020, most of the Indian parents decide what their child has to be. Okay, so this is the right time, and I like the undercurrent, very subtle way of discussing the caste politics and a lot of other things. So and moreover, apart from this, working with Mishra and working with Nawazuddin was, I know it's going to be a wonderful time. It's going to be a wonderful time. Making a film is different, but very rarely you get, when you make the film, you have some nice moments also, nice vibration also. So and of course, when I read the script and asked my friends, I didn't read the novel before I could make the film. I read after that. I asked my friend, they said it's a very important novel and it's a very important thing. You have to be there, they said. So all this made me to be there in this film.
Yeah, Nawaz bhai, I have to ask you this. Anurag has been in news for a controversy that's been raging last couple of days. Sexual harassment के allegations आए थे. आप इतने साल से collaborator रहे और उनके साथ काम किया. आपको कुछ क्या कहना था, इस situation के बारे में और अनुराग के बारे में?
मैं तो यही कह सकता हूँ कि मैंने अनुराग ने जितना अपनी फिल्मों में फीमेल को स्ट्रांग दिखाया है, सेल्फ डिपेंडेंट, इंडिपेंडेंट, और जितना आई थिंक शुरू से फिल्मों में जितना स्ट्रांग दिखाया, आई थिंक बहुत कम फिल्मों में देखने को मिलता है. और हमेशा उन्होंने फीमेल को बहुत सपोर्ट किया, फीमेल एक्ट्रेस हो, चाहे वो सेट में हो, चाहे वो किसी भी डिपार्टमेंट में हो, बहुत सपोर्ट किया है हमेशा उन्होंने. और वो हमेशा मतलब हर फीमेल के साथ हमेशा खड़े रहते हैं. और अब पहली मतलब सेट पे अगर आप आए तो आप देखेंगे कि वो माहौल जो होता है ना, वो इतना अच्छा बना देते हैं, वो इतना अच्छा माहौल होता है. वहाँ फीमेल को भी ये नहीं लगता कि मैं नई जगह आई हूँ, और आप देखेंगे कि बेस्ट काम करके निकलती हैं. कोई भी फीमेल एक्ट्रेस हो, हर फीमेल एक्ट्रेस उस सेट से बेस्ट काम करके निकलती है. मैं यही कह सकता हूँ.
नवाज भाई, आप जब फिल्म देखते हो, एक कॉमिक, एक whimsical टोन से फिल्म चालू होती है, और आप आयन के जर्नी के साथ हो, और वो कैसे आगे बढ़ रहा है, और कैसे कैसे सब प्लान कर रहा है. बीच में जाके एक सीन आता है जब वो छोटी बच्ची जिसको पता चल जाता है इनका सीक्रेट क्या है, और आयन ऑलमोस्ट जाके उसको थ्रेटन करता है छत पे, एंड वहां पे जाके फिल्म का टोन एक अलग ही जोन पे चला जाता है. सडनली एक प्रोटैगनिस्ट जिसके जर्नी के साथ थे और आपको मजा आ रहा था, सडनली उसका एक अजीब सा डार्क साइड भी दिखता है आपको, जैसे वो थ्रेटन करता है, और उसके सर्वाइवल के रीजन है छोटी बच्ची को. आपने इतने प्रोटैगनिस्ट प्ले किए हैं, बट टू प्ले दिस ग्रे शेड आल्सो, एक प्रोटैगनिस्ट को एंजॉयबल रखते हुए भी उसका जो नेगेटिव साइड्स है और उसके जो डार्कनेस है, उसको भी एक सीन में कैप्चर करना, ये कैसा था आपके लिए? बिकॉज बहुत हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट नहीं करेंगे कि एक फिल्म में जो आप एक कैरेक्टर को इतना पसंद कर रहे हो और बीच में कुछ ऐसा हो कि आप एकदम थ्रोन ऑफ हो जाओ उस कैरेक्टर से.
सी दैट इज वाई, इसलिए बहुत ही रियल कैरेक्टर्स हैं वो, इसीलिए रियल जैसे नासिर सर ने भी बताया, इट्स अ वेरी रियलिस्टिक फिल्म. इट्स नॉट लाइक कि एक अगर इंसान बहुत अच्छा है तो पूरी पिक्चर में वो बहुत अच्छा है. वो कोई एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता वर्ल्ड में, कहीं भी कोई एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता ऐसा इंसान कि जिसके अंदर सारी अच्छाई हो, या ऐसा भी कोई इंसान एग्जिस्ट नहीं करता जिसके अंदर सारी बुराई हो. इट्स अ रियलिस्टिक कैरेक्टर जिसमें कुछ अच्छाइयाँ भी हैं, कुछ बुराइयाँ भी हैं, है ना. तो वो जो आप जिसको बोले डार्क शेड नहीं है, वो ग्रे शेड से, और ग्रे शेड ही ह्यूमन बीइंग का जो शेड होता है वो ग्रे ही होता है,
जी
तो
जी
दैट्स वाई वो इसलिए वो रियलिस्टिक बनाता है कैरेक्टर को, और फिल्म रियलिस्टिक इसीलिए होती है, चाहे वो आचार्य सर हो, चाहे वो कोई भी कैरेक्टर हो, किसी के अंदर कुछ अच्छाइयाँ हैं तो कुछ बुराइयाँ भी हैं, कुछ है ना, अपनी अपनी पॉलिटिक्स भी हैं छोटी छोटी, तो इसी से एक रियल एटमोसफियर क्रिएट होता है।
Right. So this I have to ask you, in very recent years, we've observed that a lot of mainstream Hindi cinema, Hindi web shows have been grappling with caste more, or in a more upfront, in a more frank way that we have not seen before. Nassar sir was a part of Article 15. Patal Lok delved into caste. Serious Men gives you a glimpse in a very lighter way, but gives you a glimpse of, the all-pervasive way, the permanent way it sort of defines existence in India. What are your thoughts on that, and on the entire subtext of the caste playing an important role, with along with just financial mobility in India?
No, I think it was very interesting, and Serious Man deals with it in a way that no other work I
Right.
think has done. Because, it takes it and makes it into a metaphor. And then, that character deals with it in a way that he understands the burden it has placed on him. He's very
Right.
aware of his situation, and he's very aware of the difference, whose knee is on his neck. He's pretty aware of the generations, but he,
Right.
in a sense, has a way of dealing with it, which is upfront and which is non-victim. It sees it as a almost, even though he's not intellectual, he sees it like a process, and he says, "I'll get there,"
Right.
and then he's got a plan, right? And
Right.
he's not wasting his time about his grandfather, for instance. He knows what happened to his grandfather, right? But he's taking, and it is in a sense the coming together of him and Acharya. So, you see the grey shade in Iyer, you suddenly see the softness in Acharya.
Right.
And it's in a sense, therefore, in a kind of strange kind of way, the film becomes hopeful.
Right.
That there is a possibility.
Right.
There is a possibility
Right.
that and a Adi will go past and into a place where he will not be burdened, and then maybe his child will be the fourth generation that Ian hopes.
Right.
So even though it has cost him, that journey has cost Ian, because in the end, when but there is a hope in a strange sort of way.
Right.
There is a that's what I liked about Manu's mind. It's a very irreverent, different sort of mind, which is not asking for pity. Which is seeing it in a very, that's the way he sees. That's what I like about interacting about it. So I think it's a very fresh take. It's not like an outsider liberating someone. Right? It's not an outsider coming and liberating the downtrodden. That kind of story. Right? It is the insider himself grappling with his issues and then finding a way out in a way. So it's quite interesting. It's a genuinely inside film, and it stays with that character. It mostly stays with him and his own struggle with it, with his past, with the burden of past or whatever.
Right. It was also fascinating to see new aspects of Mumbai, being shot in the film. I have lived near Worli, so BDD, Chawl, and that world of, the Ambedkarite colonies over there. There was lovelily shot. Firstly, Nawaz bhai and all of you, we could talk about, Nassar sir, of course, was part of the institute. You could talk about, just shooting in these locations and, how was the experience on set. हाँ वो जो बीडीडी चॉल्स के एरिया में शूट करना और वो जो एनवायरनमेंट था उस जोन पे फिल्म करने का एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था नवाज भाई?
बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था, और कुछ देर के बाद क्योंकि अपना लगने लगता है वो ऐसा, क्योंकि इस तरह की जगह पे रहा हूँ मैं, तो ज़्यादा मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगा कि भाई बहुत ही किस नई जगह पे जाके शूट कर रहे हैं, अपनापन सा लगने लगा था।
राइट Right.
It's very
Mr. Nassar, for you, yeah.
Yeah. For me, I was mostly I was shooting in set. So generally, what I like in Mumbai is whether it's, but I like slums part of Mumbai, because
Right.
when I walk across them, or I cannot see a genuine happiness what I see in that
Yeah,
children,
exactly.
in a richest man going in a Mercedes or an Audi.
Right.
That's what
Right.
we are all really looking for. If that happy child is
Yeah.
groomed properly, how wonderful citizen it will become. But I don't know, in
Right.
Indian politics, I don't know whether it will happen. I like Bombay as such. I like for David and all, we shot in a chawl. I
Yes.
like it's
Yes.
always bustling. It's always thing. As I was. My another interesting thing is architecture. In that
Yeah.
great book, they have written how the space is used in the slums of Bombay. That's a very important study.
Mm.
Such a big thing. After studying that book, I used to go inside the small houses. Array, my God, using that space in such a wonderful, practical way, it's a great
Right.
learning. So on the
Right.
whole, I like Bombay. I like the people. I like the people. I like the roadside foods. Of course,
Right.
I like everything in Bombay.
Wonderful. No, so this I had to ask you about two very interesting, beautiful casting choices. Firstly, having Mr. Sanjay Narvekar, we had missed him for a while, to see him as the politician, and also Indira, and Nawaz Bhai can join in on this. Indira is, just as good in the film and was a very striking, memorable role. You could talk about, both of these actors and how is it working with them?
Well, Sanjay, he's been, I remember
Yeah.
him from Vasta. He
Yes.
was a Devafutia.
Right.
And
Dead
he's
foot. Yeah.
grown since then. Wonderful actor, a wonderful man. I mean, if you meet Sanjay, you would never imagine that he can play these characters. He's the gentlest,
Right.
quietest, softest,
Right.
loveliest
Right.
human being that you will meet, and then suddenly he comes into his own with these rather dark characters. And if because he's genuine, he's given it not just a villainous. He actually cares. He's got a sense of he gives you a sense of emerging from there. ये अपने लोगों के बारे में बात है, इसकी वहाँ का है, इसकी जमीन है, इसके लोग हैं, उधर से उपजा है, बड़ा हो गया होगा, थोड़ा खतरनाक भी है, लेकिन बारे में ख्याल है. All that, and Indira is fine. I think she's a fine. And we went through about a lot of people, and that's the good thing about working with Mukesh Chabra. If you keep pushing him, casting director, they find and find and find. And I don't ever meet new people. When I cast them, I never meet them. I only try and see them because we had decided to cast a new person. We did not meet them. We only met them on the screen, on the audition. So I didn't even know their name. I don't want to know their names also, because it kind of tends to maybe bias you or not. So then we just, out of 100 people that he may have shown us, whatever, this is the person. Then you zero in on 3 people, and then you test them a bit more and find the final person to play that part. And she was perfect. She's with grace and amazing softness and yet strength, and so was the kid. Akshat is a remarkable find. What an actor that kid is. So professional. I am working with. So I mean, the entire cast was great fun, and Nassar Bhai leading the charge of Acharya.
Right. Right.
Nawaz and I do possibly a lot of work more now. We got along well. ऐसा लगता है मेरे को, पता नहीं कल को डेट दे.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sudhir sir. Thank you, Mr. Nassar. Thank you, Nawaz Bhai. All the best for the film.
Thank you.
Great talking to you. Bye-bye.